Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC, and yes, we have another Rough Rider Reserve to check out, and this is kind of, well, it's kind of the granddaddy of them all, I guess. It is the Chili Pepper and Brown Micarta Granddaddy Barlow, and I tell you what, this is a really nice looking knife. The micarta covers, I've really, at first when I was looking at the pictures, I was like, okay, how's this red and the brown gonna go together? And once I got it, I was like, that looks pretty darn good. Now, of course, we take our initial look at it, and pins, shield, transitions, they're done very, very well. Extremely well. We'll go look at the back spring again. Done, really, really well. I mean, you might have some very, very minor, I was going to say minor gapping, like maybe right there, but, it is. But it is very minor. And again, what the backside, as I would say, non-show side, everything done very, very well. Now, this is a pretty decent sized Barlow. I mean, obviously, that's why they call it a Granddaddy Barlow. Let's just see just how big. Closed length, you're looking at 4 3/4 inches, pretty much all of that. All of 4 3/4 inches fully open. Now, or excuse me, closed. Guess it's not open yet. Now you get it fully open, and you're looking at a blade length of about 3 3/4. So we're gonna zoom out and just kind of get a full look at it. I mean, yeah, 8.5 inches long on this thing. Yeah, it's a good sized knife for sure. Again, D2 steel. You've got the Rough Rider Reserve, of course. That's our primary steel. You got the long pull, the matte strike long pull. I definitely prefer the matte strike long pull over the matte strike nail neck. I don't know, it just looks better to me. Overall, it just does look better. So we've got the Granddaddy Barlow. Let's get the old 17 Barlow out here and just kind of get a look at the difference in size. There you go. We definitely have a size difference going on with these two. 17 Barlow, of course, one of my all-time favorite Rough Rider Reserves. And yeah, the Granddaddy. Some of these Rough Rider Reserves that I get in for review, I purchase them all myself, and most of them anymore, I've turned around and started selling them because, they've been multi-bladed patterns, and you guys know I prefer the single-bladed patterns. So I've kind of turned around and sold the ones that I just, aren't gonna stay around. The Granddaddy, it's probably gonna stay around a while. Yeah, I'm definitely digging it. It's a good big knife. It can do a little bit more of those bigger jobs, get through maybe a little bit bigger diameter rope than, say, the 17 would. So, yeah, I think that sucker's going to stay around a while. But we'll give you a couple more size comparisons. There it is up against the bug out. Definitely longer than the old bug out. And the PM2 should be closer. Let's go end to end, and still got it. Definitely still got it in overall total length. So it's a Granddaddy for sure. It's a biggin'. But the nice thing about, you know what? I don't have a slip. I keep saying this. I need to get a longer slip for these, a little bit longer. Now, I don't have a lot of these longer. I've got a couple of, Sodbuster style knives that are a little bit longer, and I don't have a slip for them. I do end up pocket dropping. Even, my pouch, they do still, I do tend to carry them in my pouch sometimes if they'll fit, but this one's still kind of a little bit big for the pouch. But yeah, I think I need a bigger slip. So let's go pull. Say the pull's probably a 5. Goes into the half stop nicely. Goes open pretty nice. Let's see. Kicks into that half stop pretty well. And snaps down. Overall walk and talk is pretty nice. But yeah, that pull is pretty nice. Like I said, it's a 5, maybe a little more. You know, like I said, I'm definitely not an expert in telling you what it is, but to me, I call it a 5 to 5.5. So there you go. But overall construction. Now, on a couple of the recent ones we've seen, you know, we've seen a little bit more gapping and that type of thing. Nothing horrible. I mean, still nothing compared to some of the gapping we've seen from other brands. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, but this one, you know, I am definitely on board with. Now, it's going for, well, at the time I'm doing this, it says on sale for $46.99. And it's marked regular price at $49.99. $49.99 I think is a very, very reasonable price for this knife overall for what you see and what you get. It's pretty darn nice. Now, the nice thing about, you know, talking just Rough Rider Reserve in general, and like I said, you know, over the past we've seen just a little bit more gapping and stuff like that I hadn't seen before, personally. You know, I always say sample size of 1, of course, so you may or may not have any of those issues. If you don't, great. If you do, yeah. But those two, and somebody actually made a very, very interesting comment, and, you know, with some of these, we'll call them higher-end regular Rough Riders, you know, they're approaching that $25, you know, a couple of them even creep up to that, getting close to that $30 range. And, you know, they've been done pretty darn well. So if we start to see the gapping on the Rough Rider Reserve, we start to see that a little more. Where's the separation point between Rough Rider and Rough Rider Reserve? You know, I've said it probably a couple of times recently, that third R, that reserve, causes me to expect more. Yeah, it's got a higher end steel. Yep, it certainly does. We've got, you know, I can't really say we've got upgraded materials as far as like handle material, cover materials go, because, you know, some of these regular Rough Riders have got some pretty nice handles on them as well. But that reserve name, just, yeah, I expect a little more. And I think we've got it in this one. Absolutely. You know, the hog leg peanut was really nice. That was a really nice knife for less than $30. That was well, it says SMKW exclusive, but you can get it at Chicago Knife Works. That's a little confusing because I thought exclusives were just that, an exclusive. But as Brian explained to me, they get them from a wholesaler, but still, you know, the exclusive tag just kind of, to me, kind of goes out the window when you can get it from somewhere else. I mean, tell me what you think about that down in the comments. But anyway, I really do like the Granddaddy Barlow. It's going to be sticking around. Like I said, the hog leg peanut, it'll probably go up for sale here soon. The 4-bladed Congress and that Tobacco Smooth Brown, that'll probably go up for sale. But this one will be sticking around for a while for sure. I'm digging it. I am really digging it. So, appreciate you guys stopping by, checking it out with me. As always, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.